Welcome everybody back to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Hunter x Hunter episode 136. What happened last time?
Last time was really sad, and they died.
They did die. It's over. Confirmed by Palm. That's the other thing. So everybody knows.
Yes.
And now we'll see what happens now. Next. We'll see. Hope you enjoy. Leave a like, subscribe. Check out Patreon to see the end of Hunter x Hunter and see the final conclusion, or Lindsay's reaction to the final conclusion. And stay tuned. Next Hunter x Hunter upload will be a discussion of the Chimera Ant arc in its entirety, probably mostly focused on this last part of it. And you'll get to hear a deeper discussion, a deeper review, a deeper analysis, sort of a culmination of everything rather than just episode to episode reviews. Yeah, we'll talk about it. It'll be a whole like podcasty type thing. But most of all, we hope you leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment suggesting what show you want us to watch next, or anything you want. Comments really help us out, so consider leaving one. Hope you enjoy the reaction. Let's get into it.
Homecoming X and X true name.
保護区の管轄責任等のすべてはハンター協会に一任されることとなった。
Huh.
Hunter Country? Ooh, this song. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
We haven't heard it in so long.
本当にいいんだな。
ああ、俺はここで生きているよ。
Just out in the wilds.
名前にはピンと。
If he doesn't remember, then he's just like a creature, just a guy.
Pretty much.
俺は多分ジャイロの部下じゃなく住民だったってことだろうな。
Oh.
Just like a person
まあ、
on these guys.
なら無理強いはしねえよ。あいつもそういうことなのかね。
いや、あれはなんつうかに近いんじゃねえかな。
ん？どういう意味だ？もう少し待てよ。
いや、俺みたいに前世の記憶が見るとよ、おめえやヒナみてえに思い出したやつってのはちょっと違うんだよ。目の光っつうのか、見てる先っつうのか、ぱっと見で分かっちまうんだ。ああ、こいつ覚えてる方だなっていうのがよ。とあいつは覚えてる方なんだわ。ヒナはあいつをロクすねって言ってたけど、おそらく話さねえんじゃなくて話せねえんだと思うぜ。ありゃ多分ガキだ。
Oh, she's probably Colt's sister.
うるせえな。分かったよ。
もう会うこともねえだろうが、元気でな。
おう。おめえも死ぬまで死ぬなよ。
なんだそりゃ。
ヒロの挨拶だ。俺の一番好きな言葉さ。なんか思い出したか？
気に入った。
そうか。
人生やる気次第ってことね。
じゃあな。
ああ。
Try not to die until you're dead. Meaning, like, make the most out of your life. Don't give up.
じゃ、俺らも行くか。
He's just still with them.
ハローな女だぜ。少し前までハヤ様、レオル様言ってたくせによ。
誰だったかしら、それ。
はあ？
死んじゃったないじゃない。前を向かなきゃ、全身。
しかしよ、本当に港は大丈夫なんだろうな。
この公用車と私のカードでフリーパスだ。もう流星街の住民が
Just planning to run away.
It's the only place he can go now. Speaking of which, they got the Heineken, which Uvo was drinking.
少しの辛抱だ。ジャイロもきっとそこに向かってる。もしかしたら
That would make sense.
すでに勇士と道具を集めて出るかもしれねえぜ。したら俺たちは 即上流階級の勝
She's just up for anything.
オタクも十分
So
前向き
let's do this. Yeah.
前向き俺はもう2度死んでるなのにまだ生きてるしかも俺はもう止めた男だぜ
That's how you know, he's not wrong in a way.
あの村かなあ心配すんな俺がついてる
I thought we were done with this.
Yeah.
We barely survived the last time. We're the only surviving village.
助けてくれ危害を加える気は全くねえよ
She's saying that, but it just sounds very suspicious to these people, I'm certain.
いや信じてもらえねえかもしれねえけど聞くだけ聞いてもらえるかいあんたたちだけが頼りだ
She clearly cooked them like their favorite foods too. It wasn't even the same food.
あんたも一緒にどうだい？
いや俺はいいよ
そう言わずに、あんたレイナちゃんの恩人だ。ごちそうさせておくれ。
そんなんじゃねえよじゃあな で借りは返したからな
To ikalgo.
Oh.
さあ野郎さあ見逃してんじゃねえ
緒にご飯食べよう。
なんだこれ。なんだよ。なんだよ。ブロブーダ。故郷
That's
へ
nice. I wish Colt could go home with them too.
Yeah.
And the other baby thing.
もしもし、コルトか？俺だ。
Speaking of which.
政治家連中がうまく国際問題にすり替えちまったよ。
全く無関係。本当にそんなことが可能なのか。
Yeah, they never actually gave a shit about the ants anyway.
お前たちは新種の魔獣ってことで肩がつく。
魔獣か。
ま、いい魔獣を演じてくれる問題もない。そっちは何か変わりないか？
実は気になることがあって。レイナなんだが。
違うよ、違う。私はレイナじゃないもん。私の名前はカイトです。
Holy shit!
I hope Shoot's not permanently missing his eye. Like his hat.
先生、ゴンの容体は
危険な状態です。生命維持装置を外せない状況が続く限り、私はおすすめしません。
He is on death's door.
聞いたこともない。
Wonder if they tried to reattach his arm because Killua seemingly might. I don't know. Maybe he took it because it wasn't in pitou anymore.
専門機関
Yeah.
をこちらへ移動させ。
Bring the specialist
彼
here.
は英雄でそれだけの働きをした。義務は全て私が持つ。
A hero who's earned special
その
treatment.
病院ごと作り変えることになる。
What?
とにかく絶対にゴンは死なせない。
What do you mean we may have to rebuild the entire hospital?
Kekyoku, お前一人で片付けちまったな。分かってる。カイトはお前の恩人で関係ない。で、それでも一緒に倒そうって言ってほしかった。
いいか？
あれはチームとしてだったのか、友達としてだったのか。分かってる。ただのダダだ。同じさ。今回もお前は勝手にどんどん前に行って拭いは全部俺。
That's so sad.
いつものことさ。やってやるよ。でも今回だけは許さねえ。謝れよ。
Yeah.
俺がお前を必ず元気にしてやっから。絶対謝らせっからな。
That's so sad.
That's really sad.
キルはゴンを救うため医療チームを組織する。陸で機材と人材を搬送するため一度現地に飛ぶが一緒に来るか。
いや、いい。
そうだな。ゴンのそばにいて声をかけてやること。
俺がゴンを助ける。医者の方は頼むよ。それも必要だ。俺が戻るまでは。
キルは
ゴンを助けるのは俺だ。
わしネテロ会長は選挙で決めること。わしからの条件はハドル投票で
All hunters must vote.
95% 未満なら無効再選挙。日程とか12神みんなで決めてくれ。助けとこかの。 じゃあ頼んだぞさてな
It's a requirement to show up.
ネテロの呼びかけに応え12神が
The
集
Zodiacs.
結した
As the Hashira. Oh, you want to meet your son? I'm sure you really want to right now while he's like on death's door.
What'd you think of that epilogue episode?
That was so nice.
What do you want to talk about first?
The kite thing was crazy. Second of all, I wish that Colt could go back with his mom and his because he just named the other girl as
His sister.
as his sister and but then just like, no, I'm Kite. So, although it actually does look kind of like his sister. Actually, it looks more like his mom.
Yeah,
Weirdly.
it does.
So, anyway, but I wish that he could go back with his mom and his sister. Because, and the villagers were so nice. They were just
very forgiving.
I know. I'm like, God damn, these guys came in and destroyed everything, and then you're immediately like, hey, wait a minute. And this lady too, just like randomly like suspected that might be her. Like, cause she's like, oh, wait a second, and then she goes over to the mom's house.
I think they just cut out the part where they explained that she was from the village. And they were just fast tracking it so we could get to that moment, but
it was sad. And
it was
really
so
cute.
sad and very, very cute. And yeah, she wasn't. It's not that she couldn't talk; she was just probably terrified. Because if she had this strength of character and personality, she probably remembered from the first instant that she was born, or very early, who she was and what happened to her, and probably just was the same person, not like somebody who regained their memories like Ikalgo, but just the same person and just scared of everything and just trying to survive and get back home.
And it's also really sad because she was like kind of like a maid to them. Like she was just like doing everything that she was told. And if you think about it, it could be because she felt so guilty and so bad about not doing what she was told when her brother told her to run away. So then since then, anytime someone told her to do something, she would do it. It's really sad.
It's very sad, but she's back home now, and that's good. And her mom was just, I mean, like it's a certain kind of hell to be reborn as something like this and then go on living. Like it's like she just became permanently disfigured, and now she's just this monster. But on the other hand, it's like she got a second chance at life.
Yeah,
and that's like
she's
unbelievably special. You know?
And it's different because it's not like with all the guys that Zazan was turning into things where they were all like disfigured and like just like in pain and like didn't have that like thing of like being reborn as like a fully new organism, but like with memories it was like, you know, not the same thing. So at least she gets to be with her mom and family and have a good time, and Bravada gets to gonna come back and live in the village too. Which is really nice. And if anyone ever tries to fuck with them, he can he just take them down.
He repaid his favor to
because he remembered that and was able to because
Ikalgo
really nice.
spared him, and it's again like that pay it forward.
Yeah,
like all of these little things, starting with Kite. It's weird how it comes back around. It's like starting before Kite saved Gon. Kite saves Gon, then Gon finds Killua, saves Killua, Killua saves Ikalgo, Ikalgo spares Bravada, and then Bravada helps this family who was just decimated for no reason. Just the how interconnected everything is, this whole circle of life aspect that Hunter x Hunter kind of goes into sometimes.
Yeah, and it's interesting as well how, with Ikalgo as well, Ikalgo helps Welfin, and then Welfin
drops off
them, but he also helps the king by reminding him, like at the last second when he could have just said nothing, or he could have lied, or he could have done anything, he did help the king, which
because of the honesty.
Yeah, which then literally saved the entire world I mean, the king was gonna die anyway, but like, he didn't know that.
At the very least, gave the king a last moment that he wanted, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of just, you know, dying of poisoning, like thinking he's going to take over the world and being confused, he understands everything, he accepts his death, and he's able to spend it with the person that he loves. So, you know, it's crazy how, like, you know, everything is connected, and the impact that kindness and trust and forgiveness can kind of have, and that's kind of like, those ideas are kind of what roots this show, like, as crazy and different as it is from like a regular shonen. It's what makes it consistent, and what keeps it being like a shonen is these ideas and these themes being being passed on.
It's also interesting that everyone who's like doing good right now is someone that paid it forward and like kind of did a good thing, at least in some degree, and not all of them, but like, you know, a lot of them, like, you know, Colt is over there looking after the kid, and, you know, everyone's kind of doing their own thing, and then Gon, who went down the revenge path, is currently in the hospital almost dying.
Yeah.
And in really, really rough shape. And even though he did, like, you know, help everyone by saving the day, he wasn't trying to do that, he was doing his own thing.
Also, like, kind of with that, Knuckles, like, the one person who came out completely unscathed.
And he's just, like
everyone,
the nicest person.
Well, yeah. Well, he, like, let Yupi go. Like, he undid the thing, and he, you know, he went into it, like, not knowing how he would feel about killing a bunch of ants, and it's just interesting that it's also just badass that he's completely unscathed.
Yeah, that's interesting to think about as well, as, like, how
the most compassionate one of them, probably.
Yeah.
And
Killua is completely fine as well. Obviously, not emotionally, but he didn't get emotionally hurt by the ants. He got that from his best friend.
Well, who he thought was his best friend, and now that's the interesting thing about the end of part of this episode, that I don't think I fully got
the first time.
I think I might have blanked this out or not understood the depth of everything here the first time I watched, because, like,
when he says, "Oh, you run on ahead," and then the normal thing that he might have said before is, "You run ahead, and then I'll follow you," and like,
but instead he's like, "I'll clean up your mess."
Because that's their relationship.
That's our relationship.
It's not Gon running ahead knowing that Killua will follow, and it's like this mutual thing where, like, he can run ahead, but he knows his best friend's gonna catch up, and it's all gonna be okay. And Killua knows that he will catch up, so it's all okay. It's like, no, Gon isn't thinking about you, and he's leaving you behind constantly with zero regard. I mean, he's happy when you do join him most of the time, but like,
do I mean as much to you as you do to me? And Killua, like, doesn't know the answer. He's like, because the whole meltdown thing when Gon was like, and it means nothing to you, and that's what Killua was thinking about here. He's like, yeah, I know KITE, like, I get it, you know, KITE didn't save my life, and I don't have as much of a strong connection, but like, and yeah, I guess maybe it doesn't mean anything to me, but like, or you know, he doesn't, not like that, but like, maybe I don't get it like you do, but I think I do. I care. I cared about KITE. I cared about this whole thing. I care about you.
Yeah.
And for you to say that, indicates something about our relationship that I didn't understand. That, like, am I just your teammate, or am I just this person following you?
And that's what's interesting as well with, like, someone like ikalgo and freaking Malaron or whatever his name is.
Yeah, you said
it.
Okay.
I don't know why I always second guess myself on that one. But with those two and how they immediately become so invested and no one doubts them. Like, no one doubts that ikalgo cares about Palm, even though he hasn't met her, but he cares about her because everyone else cares about her, and he cares about them.
Yeah, because he's bought in. He cares.
He cares, and that's basically Gon accused Killua of not caring, even though Killua also knew KITE, and even though it wasn't a thing, and that's the thing as well. It's like with the friendship and like the relationship that the rest of the group had, it was like what was important to one person was also important to the other people, because they all cared about each other and they like knew that and like trusted that, and you know, but you know, Killua did care about Gon. It's because even if he didn't know KITE, then he would have cared. And that's the same thing with all of York knew. Gon didn't know any of the Phantom Troop. He didn't know any of those people, but he cared about kurapika because that was his friend and he wanted to help him.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it's But he didn't, like, extend that to Killua, of Killua choosing to care about Gon and help him in what he wants to do.
And that's the question Killua was posing, and his motivation for this next arc. Is it's like, did you take me for granted this time? Or did you just not care at all? Or have you always taken me for granted, and do you not value me? You know, like... Is this a one-time thing, or is this based on how he responds once, I'm gonna save you, and that's, again, like, when I first watched it, I was just like, yeah, Killua's gonna save his buddy. I didn't get the subtext here and, like, the depth of it. It's like, he's saying, I'm gonna save him so that he apologizes, or so that I know what he means to me, or what I mean to him. It's like, if he wakes up and he doesn't apologize, if he doesn't get how, well, then, it's not meant to be. If that's our relationship, I can't do that anymore. And this is part of Killua's growth and self-actualization.
And it's because he has other friends and, like, has made other relationships that then... And, like, he does the whole, like, oh, you don't say thanks to your friends thing. And it's like... Well, I mean, do you say sorry to your friends? Because you probably should when you fuck up that bad. So if you're... It's kind of like, if you're my friend, then you'll apologize to me. And if you're not, then... We're not,
and grow. Like, are you gonna be this same? Like, Killua was clearly not satisfied with, like, is this gonna be every time? Is this gonna be his whole life? Is like,
yeah. Well, that's when he says, "I'll clean up your mess." It's like he's like, yeah, I've been doing that, and I don't really want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
So going forward, if that's just gonna keep being how it's gonna be, I'm just not gonna be a part of that, because that's shitty, and
he doesn't like that, but it is what it is. It's like that. It's part of Killua's growth, because if he didn't feel this way, then it would be like, okay, well, then what's this story? Because, like, if Killua is just, like, okay with being treated like this, and
it also comes back to the, like, not saying thanks for your friends or whatever, and it's like, yeah, that's like a fine way to be, to, like, expect your friends to help you, but, like, only if it's a two-way street.
Exactly, yeah.
You can't just never say... It's like, oh, don't say thanks to your friends because you do favors for me and I do favors for you. Not, oh, don't say thanks to your friends, except only one of them is doing all of the favors and the other one just isn't acknowledging that, basically.
And like, oh, you don't care, and, oh, yeah, I knew that you were hurting, and I just assumed it was okay, and I didn't,
Yeah.
And, again, it's like, it's the pattern of things. It's not just one thing. It's like... This has been a pattern, a growing pattern. It's like, yeah, Gon did go to, like, save Killua, but since then it's just been this downward trajectory of each and every time he's been left in the dust.
It's like he did one favor for him. It was a big favor, but, like, since then, he's just been more and more doing his own thing.
So yeah, it just depends on if Gon is going to recognize this or really take it to heart, or if he's just going to, like, yeah, thanks, Killua.
Is it going to be... It's like with the king, where he was, like, immature and, like, bouncing back and forth and, like, doing stuff. And then he had a near-death experience. And then when he came back, he, like, picked a path and grew as a person. Yeah. And it's like Gon is having that same thing where he was going down a certain path. He was experiencing a lot of things. Now he is having a near-death experience. He's, like, he's on life support right now. And when he comes out of that, either he's going to grow as a person or he's going to stay the same. And if he's going to stay the same, then, like...
We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. How do you think he's going to save him?
I have absolutely no idea. He must have something in mind.
That he looks like he has something in mind. That doesn't look like the face of somebody who's just like...
He's going to pull a Hunter exam thing, but he's going to speedrun Greed Island, and, like, you get to pick a card. He's going to bring back Breath of Archangel for him.
Yeah, he's going to speedrun any percent Greed Island. And just goes right back and collect everything. Yeah. It didn't take him that long before, and they're way stronger now.
Exactly. So. It's like with the Hunter exam, how, like, the first time it was a big thing, and then the second time he goes back, just, like, takes them all down in a second and, gets his card. Mm-hmm. Same thing. I actually, though, I have no idea what he's planning, and, yeah, and then that, Knov is like, oh yeah, we're gonna get in the doctors and stuff, even if we have to rebuild the hospital. It's like, what kind of doctors are you talking about?
I honestly have no fucking idea what
that you may need to rebuild the hospital after they heal someone?
I have no idea what that means. But I do know that this is Gon's fucking dad showing up.
Finally, so he'll show up for this.
Well, he has to.
I know.
Netero said if there's not 95% of all hunters here, then it's invalid. Then we just keep doing it until it works. Mm-hmm.
And this is also the interesting thing with Gon, is that he was so obsessed with getting KITE back that then now he's unconscious when, like, KITE has basically been reborn as, like, a new person. So he misses, like, what would have potentially resolved some of his feelings about KITE's death.
It would have...
KITE didn't die, basically.
If that's the same KITE, it would have resolved all of his feelings about it.
So it's kind of the same message of, like, he went down the revenge path and then missed a bunch of good shit that happened.
We're getting more into discussion territory, and we've already kind of touched on a lot of different things. But I want to save this for the discussion, not to cut it short. But I want to have enough for us to talk about in the whole discussion, so we could think about that, sit on that. Tune in next episode, where it will not be an episode; it will be a Chimera Ant arc podcast discussion review thing, and then following that, we will be entering the election arc, the final arc of Hunter x Hunter, the show made in 2011.
Imagine if all of them vote and they all just vote for themselves.
We shall see. Leave a like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.